Anyway, how you all doing out there? I'm usually not a fan of Valentine's Day because historically, I'm never with anyone around Valentine's Day. It's almost similar to my disdain for New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is always about opportunities and like fresh starts, and you're usually with someone you care about, and Pat historically, not every year, historically has never been good in terms of the relationships, particularly surrounding these two dates. Call it, I don't know, some sort of seasonal depression, call it bad luck, but usually Pat's not really, getting too frisky and down with the female side of the human race around December to February. It just usually doesn't work out that way. But sometimes it does, and this year it has. So, it's hard to celebrate Valentine's Day, well, in general for me, because it's a Hallmark holiday, even though I love chocolates, and I know that it's mostly for women. Don't jump all the way through. Pat, it's for some men too. Come on. It's mostly for women, which is fine. So I've grown in my old age to understand that, and understand that even though I might not love the holiday and might even detest it on some level, that it's not all about selfish, Pat. It's about the other person and what they like and what they want to celebrate. Makes them feel good, and if they feel good, maybe Pat could feel good. Elbow, elbow, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, potential sex. Anyway, so I put together a nice celebration for Valentine's Day. Probably in terms of grand, if you can call them, it's not a grand, I don't want to say grand Valentine's Day this past Saturday, but it was some thought put into it. And I've only put thought really into 2 Valentine's Days ever. This one, and one that happened about, I want to say 2006 in New Jersey, 2005, wow. Probably still ending my metrosexual phase back then. Those were the only 2 times where I really put some thought into it. I won't go into the horror show that was the one from like 12, 13 years ago. It might have been even 2004. Wow. That was. I'll get to that in the Patcast. But I'll just talk about this one because I'm not doing the Patcast yet, and this would be a natural Patcast topic without giving too much away. I thought this out. I did a little mini cruise. One of those little hour and a half cruises, buy a bottle of wine, could drink a little bit of champagne on the cruise. I had a little restaurant action going on, one of the nicer restaurants I could have, we could have went to. So I got that, we did the whole, I did the whole chocolate thing in the heart shape. Did the heart shape because for some reason we need chocolates in boxes that are shaped like fake organs. I mean, I never really saw a real heart-shaped box of chocolates. That'd be interesting. How about a heart-shaped chocolate, but like a real heart? Just take a bite out of it. Anyway, like Temple of Doom. So, we did that. Bought a little bit of flowers. You got the flowers. Didn't do the card thing. Didn't get called out for it, but I don't like Valentine's Day cards because they're usually not funny. I like funny cards. And, there's too many just like little frills on Valentine's Day cards. But I got away with that. But I also, I cleaned up my place and, for the special someone. So I want to make sure it was a little extra special. But then I also, I wanted to make sure potentially, I have a little jacuzzi, not in my place, but in my little association here, at the condo. So I want to make sure that was filled up with water. So I go to the pool gate. There's a key there that I use to turn the gate. Usually keys have locks and gates. You don't want people to get in there. And so I leave it open, but like it automatically closes, but I like leave it so the latch doesn't shut. Okay? So my date likes to be way ahead of time for either any sort of date, dinner, whatever. I'm usually cool with getting there 5 minutes before. I usually like to time things out. Yes, I have a propensity for being late for stuff, but I've been better when I plan stuff out in advance, whether it's a baseball game, going to Comic-Con. I'm usually better with being on time, and I was on time here. But she was still flustered. She wanted to be on time. So she gets an Uber or a Lyft, rushes out the door, not in a good mood, not sure why. But for her, I want to make sure the spa was filled for later, or jacuzzi, whatever you want to call it. What's the difference between a spa and a jacuzzi? I don't know. So she runs forward. I go to take the hose and turn it off in the pool area to fill up the jacuzzi. the latch shuts on me right when it closes, and I go, oh shit. So she's at the Uber, and she's already annoyed with me. So in my brilliance, I decide, don't call her and piss her off inside the Lyft car right now waiting for me, and have her get out, potentially miss the lift. And is that her messaging me right now? Is she sucking? And not do that, but to actually be more romantic, I guess. I don't know. Christ, stop messaging me. You know I'm talking about this. But instead, I'm going to just hop the fence myself. It'll take only 30 seconds. It'll be easy, even though I'm dressed up fairly nicely in my Mavi jeans and my nice little boots that I just bought like last month. I'll be able to hop this fence easily. I'm in decent shape. I do yoga, right? This should be no problem. Never mind, I'm closer to 40 than 30. Never mind that. This will be no problem. Boy, was I wrong. And oh boy, did I almost really seriously injure myself and or die. And I do not say that part of the story with any sort of hyperbole. I was in trouble. You see, this gate, all metal, maybe only about a little over 6 feet tall, maybe 6'4", something like that. Vertical, metal, rectangular shaped, I guess, spikes you can call them, that extend up past the horizontal bar at the top, another, like, I want to say foot or 8 inches, to make sure idiots like me can't climb the fence easily. So I thought before that I would probably be in this situation where I'd have to hop that fence. This was a situation, call it bravado, call it not want to piss off my girl even more so, even though I don't know why she was pissed in the first place. We had that conversation afterwards. So I try hopping this fence. So it's like I have to wedge my foot up in between the corner, get one foot up, get another foot up on another side, and there's really nowhere to put your foot, and then finally get your foot on the top. That's when I realized, like, these 6 to 8 inch, sort of every 4-inch bars sticking out. That's the problem area now. If they weren't there, I could have easily hopped that fence. Absolutely. You put a foot up, you're fine. If I put a foot up on this, it would have halfway impaled my foot if I put pressure on it to sort of lift up. Not that I'm a fence or gate climbing expert, but I just saw where this was going. But now I'm in trouble. I have 1.5 feet up on this. I got to get up and try this. I'm already wasting time. By the way, and there's like huge branches from a tree right in front of me too, so I got to watch out for those that are hanging partially over my head. So I'm struggling. I use my force to, get myself up there, wedge it 1 foot up, and now another. But now I got to realize I'm not going to be able to swing my entire leg over this fence, or else I'm going to really damage my leg and or genitalia section, which probably isn't the best for Valentine's Day to begin with, nor any time during the year. But I got to do this now, and also do it without damaging my nice boots, my nice leather boots. So I figured out to wedge a foot up on the corner where the gate hinges when it swings open. The rectangular shape of that, I guess, I don't know what you call it, stake, was bigger than the rest. So I could actually get a foot on there. And the one next to it was also bigger. So my only chance was to get both feet as a starting jumping point on these 2 posts about probably 3 to 4 inches across each, and to balance on there and then jump off like Spider-Man. That was my only chance. So I got on there. I don't know how I got on there well without seriously injuring myself, and I did injure myself. I did hit my arm going down, and I made it, folks. I'm here alive, and I also scraped my leg pretty bad, and there was some blood I found later on my leg. But I managed to prop myself up somehow to a Spider-Man gargoyle crouch. And then now I'm looking down about, 8 feet. I'm like, well, that's not a bad distance. I've jumped probably 10 to 12 feet before as a child and sprained my ankle off of a dugout at a Little League park. I've done that. 8 feet ain't bad. It ain't bad if you know how to land and, have your weight come with you and crouch to the ground. And that wasn't bad. What I was worried about was jumping down off of this, having my jeans get caught on another one of the smaller posts, or me hitting my head or arm and then smacking the branches in front of me, and then either I get a concussion or scrapes, or I was going to get damaged somehow. But I timed it out. I'm thinking my girl's going to be even more pissed off about being potentially late to this little mini cruise. And we were early, by the way. It's a whole other issue. But I said, fuck it. You only live once. YOLO! Yeah, YOLO, I'm going to die. So I almost did trying to do this stunt. And I was up, crouched up, knees almost hitting my chin. And then did the pounce. Missed the branches probably by 3 or 4 inches. And didn't hit the rest of the gate coming down. Scraped shit coming up. Scraped shit going down, though. My arm, my leg. Didn't damage any attire, though. And I had a fine evening after that, after I told my girl, I almost killed myself for you. And according to her, I yelled at her doing that. I don't think I yelled at her. I was just had the adrenaline of almost dying. So, other than that, we had a fine time after that. We drank that bottle of champagne. We had a good Valentine's Day. So enjoy this Valentine's Day, or I hope you enjoyed it after you listen to this. Don't be stupid like me. And don't try to do some sort of weird stunt, even if you're physically capable of doing it. Because it could end up really, really wrong really quickly. And your girl or guy may not appreciate it anyway. You know, the fact that you almost killed yourself. Valentine's Day. I hate it. It's just another example why.